again, fantasy football fans, and welcome to RapidDraft.com's Fantasy Lunch. I am your host, Pat Hegewald, alongside of me, Caitlin Morale. Caitlin, how's it going?
I'm fabulous today.
Yes, you are.
Had a big purchase.
Big purchase. Tell us about it.
Well, this is Rapid Draft Fantasy Football. We can't ignore it's baseball season. And last night in Cleveland, to commemorate the 20th anniversary of the movie Major League, it was Rick Vaughn bobblehead night.
Love it.
My 100% favorite, hands down, could watch it every day of my life and not get sick of it movie is Major League. And so I went on eBay and I got myself a Rick Vaughn bobblehead.
Which we'll probably display on your desk here at World Fantasy headquarters.
I absolutely will. Absolutely. And I'm going to play Wild Thing every time someone walks past. I'm just going to hit play and get a little Wild Thing going.
Actually, we have yet to mention as well, how cool is the Rapid Draft banner?
Now, this is what everyone tells me, is that they think that this is me. But it was created way before I got in the picture here, even.
Well, actually, what we did is we created the girl, and then we went and found you and said, she can fit the bill because I happen to be this stud right here.
That's you.
That's Hollywood. So they went in Hollywood and they went and got me, which tells you little thin pickings around here for people that look like Hollywood.
Now, to be quite clear, the only one who actually is, we got Hollywood that was based off, that's your nickname, but the only one who is actually made to look exactly like its counterpart is Matt Pitzer.
Matt Pitzer from the USA Today, constantly looking over my shoulder here, which is making me a little nervous, but we're talking a little bit about the Rapid Draft ADPs, or the ARDP, the average Rapid Draft position.
I like it, ARDP.
And it's actually what we consider the gold standard of draft boards for one simple reason. To recap, Rapid Draft is still 11 of the best fantasy minds in the industry.
Right.
And then you throw in a consumer who, generally speaking, and certainly generally speaking this early in the year, probably a pretty seasoned veteran, male or female, young or old. So you're talking about 1,000 or more drafts with the calculations coming out to what is on this extremely important sheet of paper.
Just like the crop reports.
Exactly. Another great one. There will be no problem with the frozen concentrated orange juice this year. Where the hell is Beaks? But anyway, I digress. We sent this out to all of the 11 pros today. Got some great feedback. Watch for some blogs regarding this stuff, because let's face it, you could write volumes of stories of what you see here. I thought one of the more interesting things, one of our regular writers and one of our senior writers is Mike Beacom, and Mike does some stuff for SI.com, and he talked a little bit about Noshan Moreno. Noshan Moreno in Rapid Draft is the 24th ranked running back, yet he's 42nd overall. Now that tells you that this is extremely running back heavy.
Right.
You have to get a couple of running backs.
You have to get them early on. That's one thing that I found is if you do a later draft position, and I hope I'm not giving too many hints here, do a later draft position, you miss out on some really good running backs.
The best thing you can do in the later draft positions is plain and simply grab Larry Fitzgerald and get a running back coming in the second. But I'm going to have Caitlin here read you just this page. Give me what's on the page and let's break it down quick.
Like a Vanna White.
Can I buy an A?
Well, glad you said can you buy an A. Number 1, Adrian Peterson.
All day.
Big shocker. Number 2, Michael Turner.
The Burner Turner, I like it. I know our default rankings had him a little bit lower. I know some of the pros that are heavy in the PPR league, the pass points per pass reception league, not as crazy about Burner Turner just because he's not a huge pass catcher. But man, Atlanta's offense looked like the real deal last year.
Right, and I mean it's all across the board. It's like a consensus basically.
Correct.
So number 3, Maurice Jones-Drew.
Again, the PPR people love him. The fact that Fragile Fred is no longer in Jacksonville. The fact that they picked up Trey Thomas as one tackle, drafted a tackle in the first round. You got to believe Maurice Jones-Drew is going to be poised to have a nice year.
Number 4, Matt Forte, which we have him ranked number 2 for WFG rankings. And I tend to take him I take him right up there.
Absolutely. I mean, absolutely. With
And
Cutler
yeah, I was
coming
gonna
to
say
play.
with Cutler coming in, I think he's gonna be another just more of a force to be reckoned with coming up because he's just got someone who's just more efficient and more just eager to get stuff done. When I look at Kyle Orton and Rex Grossman, they're just slow to me.
All you have to do is worry about game planning for Forte.
Right.
Now you got to worry about the fact that if the play breaks down, everybody is still in play because Cutler can reach 60,
Exactly.
70, 80 yards.
Exactly. Number 5, Steven Jackson.
I'm a little leery of Jackson just because I think the Rams suck so bad.
Yeah, I'm not sold on that one.
Bulger was quarterback, then not quarterback, quarterback, then not quarterback. He was replaced by Trent Green. God,
See, he's just in high demand here.
don't you hate when that happens?
Yeah, well,
Hold
that's
on.
what happens.
You can leave it running.
That's what happens when
I'll call
you're
you
a star.
back. I've actually been lambasted on.
Big time Hollywood Hags over here.
I've actually been lambasted on some previous stuff I did because I always answered my cell phone and I would talk to the caller and I'd say, you know what? If you had a radio show right now, I'd be listening to it. I wouldn't be calling you. But that was just
say
the
that
house,
too.
so somebody needs a ride somewhere not to sweat it. Go ahead.
Number 6, Brian Westbrook.
Yeah, well, that's gonna
I think it's a
change.
Yeah.
That's gonna change.
don't-
Westbrook had some surgery. Did you even know that?
Do I know? Pegs, I don't know what day it is.
Can we talk about cricket? No, we can't. Bryant Westbrook had some surgery.
Okay.
I think you're going to see Bryant Westbrook go down. I think you're going to see LaShawn McCoy, the rookie from Pittsburgh, move up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And there's also some other people in the Philadelphia backfield who may or may not come into play. They're not saying it's a major enough injury that it's going to scare people away running and screaming,
Mm-hmm.
but at this particular time of the year, very, very tricky to pick Westbrook. I think you're going to see him drop down to about 15.
D'Angelo Williams. I think he's
He's the real deal.
yeah, he's
the
going to be
real-
front page for a while.
He's the real deal.
LT.
There you go. Flip a coin. Talk to 100 people, get 100 different answers. Me personally, I'm not that big on it. I would take
He was number one. Didn't he go
whoever's
number
next.
one last
Frank
year?
Gore.
Yeah,
Frank Gore is
Gore.
next. Would I take Frank Gore or LT? Absolutely, I'd take Frank Gore. Even though I do not believe in the San Francisco 49ers. Even though I do not believe
What about if Vic goes to him though?
in the motivational Mike Singletary getting in my face. I don't want to hear all that. The bottom line is I think Frank Gore is still out there every day. Steven Jackson, I think when he's out there running people over and acting like a madman, he's a Hall of Fame running back. But that happens 1 out of every 3 games. And his team, plain and simply, sucks.
Inconsistency. Chris Johnson.
Well, I mean, that team, it's difficult to really get on board with anybody in Tennessee just because they're going to go out there. They're going to go out there and they're going to win with Kerry Collins. They're going to let Albert Haynesworth go. They're not going to pay him all that money.
Right.
They're going to bring in a few mid-level receivers that are going to say, well, maybe this guy's going to get good. Kenny Britt, they picked up, you know. I don't get all that excited. I think Tennessee is going to win games 10-7 and 13-10 far too much to where give me a guy on a team that sucks that's going to register numbers before give me a guy who's sort of kind of the number 1 back. But let's face it, Lendell White's going to get double digits worth of touchdowns. How much is Chris Johnson a top 10er? You got to take him just because top end running backs are not falling off of logs. I just wish I wouldn't have to have him.
Interesting side note with Tennessee. Vince Young judged me at Miss USA.
Did he give you the win?
No. But
That's why you're sitting on the bench, brother.
But if he gave me the win, I wouldn't be here with you today.
Well, then that's our
There you
victory.
go.
Way to go, Vince. Stay
And
strong.
one last one here. Only wide receiver on the first page. Larry Fitzgerald.
Larry Fitz. He's golden. There's nothing outside of, a catastrophe that would make Larry Johnson anything but the number
Fitzgerald.
1 receiver. I'm sorry, Larry Fitzgerald. Anything but the number 1 receiver. Larry Johnson, actually, that's a good dark horse sleeper for you, too. Keep that one in mind. He's going a lot longer than most people think, and
Yeah.
I think Kansas City might have it going on, but they do suck. That's going to do it for this round of Rapid Drafts Fantasy Lunch. For my sidekick, Caitlin Morale, Pat Egerwald saying thanks for checking us in. See you next time.